We're also looking forward to the Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia later this year. Now tell me, what according to you makes the India-Australia rivalry stand out amongst other modern cricket rivalries?
Oh, look, I think how good both teams have been over a long period of time. You know, every series has been a really hard-fought battle. You know, and India have got the better of Australia in Australia the last couple of times. So, you know, I think I was a part of it when that really started to grow. When the rivalry really started to grow was sort of right at the back end of my career, and that's when I think India seemingly really started to stand up to the fight and say, okay, well, you know, you're playing against India now. This is a different Indian team. We've got different leaders and different players, and we're going to do whatever we can to beat you guys, whether it's in India or in Australia. And I've said for the last couple of years now, Australia have always had a fierce rivalry with England, obviously, and a very strong rivalry with South Africa. But you know, I think India is now sitting right on the back of, you know, probably on the back of what an Ashes clash is like, and probably overtaken the rivalry with South Africa. So, I mean, that's probably enough said. The fact that someone like me is looking at it in that way, I'm sure the players look at it in the same way as well. And I'm really excited for the summer. You know, I think there'll be a lot of Indian broadcasters out here. There'll be a lot of Indian fans out here. India will bring a really strong team here, and you know, we know Australia are World Test champions at the moment. So it should be a mouth-watering summer again.
With the Border Gavaskar Trophy being such a huge series, especially in that WTC cycle, do you see some of the coaches and players starting to prepare mentally and physically for the series right from now?
It's really hard to know. You don't want to look too far ahead. I mean, there's so much cricket for these guys now that you start looking too far ahead and you take your eye off the ball, and all of a sudden, whatever momentum you might have had, or when you're trying to build on a few things around the team, it's easily to get distracted by what's, you know, happening down the track. But I've got no doubt that I think both teams would be thinking about what type of players they need for that series. You know, India would definitely be thinking about what sort of fast bowlers they need to bring to Australia, how many spinners do they need to bring on the tour. You know, what sort of top order batsmen do they need in that test team to have success here in Australia? And Australia will be thinking about it for sure. You know, how much time and energy is going into it right now is a different question. But that's the other interesting part of one of the questions you asked me earlier about separating white ball coaches from red ball coaches. Because if you had a separate red ball coach for India right now, then all they would be doing would be thinking about that series. They've got nothing else to think about, right? They'd be planning and thinking about that only. So that's another positive for having separate coaches, is you can devote more time to that one series and being as well prepared as you can for that series.
Absolutely. Early predictions for this Border Gavaskar Trophy. If the first test match had to start tomorrow, who would make the cut?